There is a place on earth, where churches were carved downward into solid rock. Where 70-foot granite towers were raised without machines. Where men still live alone. On mountain cliffs in silence. Where time itself follows a different calendar. And most of the world barely talks about it. This is Ethiopia. Not the Ethiopia of headlines. But a land where stone becomes prayer, where rituals outlive empires, and where faith is not a memory. It is architecture. In the highlands of Lalibela, something extraordinary stands. Though built is not the right word. The Church of St. George, Bete Giyorgis, was not constructed brick by brick. It was carved downward into solid rock. Nearly 800 years ago. Workers began at the top of a massive slab of volcanic stone. Removed everything that was not church. Walls emerged. Windows appeared. A cross-shaped roof revealed itself from a single piece of earth. No cranes. No steel. Only vision, and relentless faith. Legend says angels helped complete it at night. Standing above it. Looking down into the earth where a sanctuary rests. The line between legend and engineering begins to blur. Yet Lalibela was not an isolated miracle. Far to the north, in the ancient city of Axum, towering granite obelisks rise toward the sky. Remnants of the powerful Kingdom of Aksum. Nearly 1,700 years ago. This African empire carved massive stelae from single blocks of stone. Some reaching over 70 feet tall. They were transported and raised without modern machinery, marking royal tombs of a civilization that traded with Rome, Arabia, and India. One of the tallest fell and shattered centuries ago. Even today engineers debate how such giants were ever lifted. Here, stone does not just decorate the land. It tells stories of power, devotion, and permanence. But Ethiopia's mystery is not only carved in granite. High in the mountains, above villages and valleys, hermits still live in isolation. Men who have chosen silence over society. In cliffside cells carved into rock. They fast, pray, and prepare their souls in near solitude. No electricity. No distractions. Just stillness. In a world that races forward, they remain rooted. And time itself seems to follow a different rhythm here. Ethiopia uses its own ancient calendar, marking years and months differently from much of the modern world. It is not out of step. It is simply keeping its own count. Preserving a system that has endured for centuries. Even daily life carries sacred weight. In homes across the country, the Ethiopian coffee ceremony unfolds, slowly, and intentionally. Green beans roast over open flame. The aroma fills the room. Coffee is poured in 3 rounds. The first for strength. The second for reflection, the third for blessing. What elsewhere might be routine becomes ritual. And then there is Timket. A celebration of faith through water. Priests in white robes carry sacred replicas through crowds. Prayers rise. Water is blessed, and scattered. Over thousands who gather not as spectators, but as participants. It is ancient Christianity alive and moving, echoing through centuries. In Ethiopia, spirituality is not hidden inside monuments. It flows through mountains, marketplaces, stone, and silence. Churches carved downward. Obelisks raised upward. Hermits turning inward. This is a land where architecture becomes prayer. Where time moves differently. And where faith shapes the landscape itself. Perhaps Ethiopia feels mysterious not because it hides secrets, but because it never abandoned them. If this journey deepened your perspective, subscribe for more hidden African histories and sacred mysteries. Where the journey never ends. Last Compass Mysteries.